Sometimes you need to create a professional looking website very quickly. If you're not happy with the traditional way of making websites, here are a few more options. Over the past few years, lots of fully hosted website services have sprung up. These services offer everything you need to get a website up and running. You can build a website using their tools, host it on their space, and you even get a customizable domain. Some are free, some cost money, and some are in between. First up is Tumblr. This is a free blogging platform which you can sign up for at tumblr.com. That's TUMBLR.com. Once you've signed up, you'll have a website that looks something like this. Right now this looks pretty plain because there aren't any posts yet, but we can click on Customize here in the upper right corner, and we can go ahead and see what posts might look like. From this customization panel, we can also change our theme. A lot of premium themes cost a one-time fee, but if you go ahead and scroll down here, you can see that there are lots of free themes available as well. However, you're not confined to these themes because you know HTML and CSS. That means that you can go ahead and click on this button down here that says Use Custom HTML. Now, I don't recommend using this text box here to create your Tumblr HTML, but if you create your site in an external text editor, you can then copy and paste it here. Tumblr uses a special syntax which you can read more about in their help documents. This syntax allows you to do all sorts of things like create different types of posts, insert profile pictures, and more. Just to give you an idea of how flexible Tumblr is, take a look at this site, GaryVaynerchuk.com. This is the website of wine guru and businessman Gary Vaynerchuk, and you can see that there's a custom theme, different types of posts, sidebars, and there's even all sorts of different pages that you can visit and more. You'll also notice that he has a custom domain name, GaryVaynerchuk.com, instead of the one I had, which was mysurfingsite.tumblr.com. By default, Tumblr will give you a subdomain, but if you've purchased a domain already, you can point that domain to Tumblr and set up your Tumblr blog so that it's associated with that domain. Again, this is just a quick overview of what's out there, but you can read all about the details of this in their help documents. Now, next up is Squarespace, which you can go ahead and check out at squarespace.com. Squarespace is a paid platform, and there are different monthly plans depending on your needs. Now, this site doesn't have any free plans, but there is a free trial available. Just like Tumblr, they give you a free subdomain, which in my case is mysurfingsite.squarespace.com. And when you're logged into the site, you can use this toolbar up at the top here to customize your site. It's a pretty impressive platform with lots of customization available. So even if you do know a lot about coding up custom websites, it can be a useful platform for throwing together a professional looking site quickly. All of these little widgets on the page here can be edited and can be adjusted in a variety of ways. Like Tumblr, you can change your template pretty easily as well, and if you're feeling ambitious, you can even add your own custom CSS, which is pretty handy. Now, next up is a brand new contender called Verb. Verb recently went through a huge overhaul of their offerings, and their new goal is to allow you to create elegant websites easily. They have become a paid platform, but they have a free 7-day trial available, and you can check it all out at verb.com. That's VIRB.com. Now, like the other platforms, I can just log in, go to my site, which in this case is mysurfingsite.verb.com, and in the upper right here, I can just go into the build mode. Verb is similar to Squarespace in that it's built around the concept of pages, whereas a platform like Tumblr is built on the idea of posts and blogging. You can create new pages, you can edit the ones that you already have, you can add a custom domain name, and you can even edit the CSS. I think you get the idea. Next up is WordPress. This is the last service that I'm going to show you, but it's one of the original contenders in this brave new world of fully hosted website services. WordPress, which is available at wordpress.com, is a very popular blogging platform, but there's a couple of different options to be aware of here. This is WordPress.com, which is a fully hosted service, very similar to Tumblr and some of the others that I've shown you. Now, this is my WordPress site at mysurfingsite.wordpress.com, and if I just scroll down here and click Login, I can go ahead and log into the admin panel here. And once you've logged in, you'll be presented with this admin panel. From here, you can customize the HTML and CSS and do all sorts of things. Out of all the platforms I've shown you, WordPress is the oldest, and in my opinion, it's also the most flexible and mature out of these 4 platforms that I've presented, but for that reason, it's also the most complex. Now, earlier I mentioned that there are a few options beyond the free WordPress.com service. If you'd like to purchase more storage space, remove ads, and get more features, they do have some premium offerings available. In addition to that, there's also WordPress.org rather than WordPress.com. Now, if you're a more advanced user with knowledge of PHP and SQL databases, you can download the source code to WordPress and host it on your own server. This is a free download, but it also requires more time and more advanced technical knowledge. Those are just a few of the hosted services that are out there. Between these and the traditional way of making websites, you can see that there are a lot of options to explore.